wherever you are watching me from. I welcome you to this platform once again. I appreciate every one of you that is supporting this platform. If you have not yet liked and shared, please like and share this program. Subscribe to the channel. I bet you'll be glad you did. As I have said on the introduction, I told you that this platform is a place where we're going to be talking about issues that have to do with people in diaspora, more especially things that have to do with diaspora, living in diaspora and planning to go to the diaspora. Everyone that's watching me, I want to let you know that it is not a bad idea for you to live abroad. It is not a bad idea for you to try to explore other regions. It is not a bad idea. Anybody that is telling you that it's a bad idea is not telling the truth. It's not a bad idea. In fact, it's a very good idea for you to explore other regions. But I want you to know that before ever you make that step, know that there are challenges out there. It has its advantage and disadvantage. So whenever you are trying to make any move to the diaspora, try to consider both sides and see if you can be able to handle it. It does not matter your country, your race, or your location. The only difference we have here is that for a certain group of people, it is different experience. For people who are living in a Western world, it's a different experience. Those who are living in a third world country, it's a different experience. And in this platform, we are focusing mainly on those living in a third world country. If you are moving from a third world country to diaspora, moving out of your own country into another region, it is a different issue. And those are the people that we are targeting to educate and let them know that they have to get prepared. For people who are traveling from the Western world, the developed country, they have a purpose and reason. And their purpose and reason is different always. For those of them who are traveling from third world country to other regions, they have a different purpose. Generally, people who are traveling from Western world to other areas to say, either they are going there for tourism, to explore, or to relax themselves. But when you talk about people moving from the third world country, more especially African countries, to other places, they are going there as economic migrants. They are going to seek for their daily bread. These are the two differences. In as much as both people have similar experiences, but they are not the same. When you come to those who are moving from third world country, mainly Africa and some part of Asia, when they are traveling, they are going there as economic migrants. And there are challenges that you must face when they are going there. And one thing you have to have in the back of your mind is that when you are traveling to the diaspora from the third world country, you must have to prepare your mind while you leave. You will actually know the day you are going to take off, but you will not know the day you're going to return. Have that at the back of your mind. You will know the date you're going to leave your country to the diaspora, but you're not going to know the date you're going to return. More especially, people who are going there as non-professionals. If you are traveling abroad to any part of the world from the third world country and you are not a professional, I bet you know the day you are going, but you don't know when you're going to return. I want you to know there is no one that leaves his own country to another country that doesn't have the mindset of going back home. Every single migrant from the third world country, more especially Africa, to other countries, they have that mindset that they are going to return back home someday. Some of them give themselves a target. There are some people today, believe me, there are some people today who, if they knew what they know today, they will not travel. So many Africans I have talked to, so many I have spoken to, had a plan that they cannot spend more than a year, 2, 3, at most 4, without returning home. But so many of them have ended up staying 10, 15, or even more, and they cannot find their way home. It is not because they decide not to go home, but there is a challenge that goes with traveling abroad. And once you get out there, it is not easy for one to make up his mind to go back home empty-handed. And I want to give this advice. If you know you want to return, once you get to a destination after your first 1 year, if you have a mindset of returning, please try to return within that 1 year. If you find out that it seems that things are not working, try to return within that 1 year. The more you stay, the more difficult it is for you to return back. Remember I said, except for professionals. If you're a professional that has a business or has means of income, it's a different issue. But when you are going as an economic migrant, you want to go and work. They call it hustle. We call it hustle. You want to go and hustle. You are not going there as a professional. You know the day you will get there, but you don't know when you're going to return. That is why most times it's advised that when you want to venture on such kind of journey, it is much, much better if you are single. It is much, much better for single. If you are married, it is delicate. Mind you, I am not saying that there are not people who succeed within that short period of time. There are people that succeed within that short period of time. But let me tell you, how many of them? How many of them? Remember, I said challenges that you might face in the course of your being in diaspora. So when you travel to diaspora, within the first space of 1 year, if you have the mindset of going back and you can't be able to endure anymore, go back within that one, at most 2 years you're back. Whether you had it, you made it, or you didn't make it, go back home and strategize. If you refuse to go within that time, the more you continue to prolong it, it will get to a stage where you cannot be able to leave until you make that target you are pursuing. Have it at the back of your mind that everyone that travels abroad have a target. Success. Nobody wants to come back home as a failure. It does not matter where they come from. No sensible and reasonable human being that travels abroad to come back home as a failure. And how do people judge themselves as failures? You can continue to deceive yourself. You can continue to preach your motivational speech. The only thing that shows that somebody has succeeded is when you have achieved your aim of where you are going from. When you have succeeded in placing your family in the state you want to place them. If you cannot be able to achieve that, you are not a success. You might be making some little money for yourself. One thing you have to consider, most important, is that when you are traveling, you want to go to the diaspora, make sure you are going to a place where there is a job for you. Go to a country where there is a job for you. It is not any country that you should go. Let me tell you, there are some countries that are worse than yours, but seems because just only that you see those countries as diaspora, you want to be there. So many of us have made that mistakes. We found ourselves in area that if we were to be in our country, would be much, much better than we are, wherever we are. But we find ourselves in those places and there's no way we can go back. Because so many of us have made so many commitments. Some have sold property, some have left their businesses and they don't know where to start when they get back. So they continue on that journey and it takes a very long, long time. Not just long time, some people do not return. Take it from me. You see, this platform is meant to prepare your mind for those who are preparing to relocate to the diaspora. More especially those who are not professionals. Go to a country where you will have a job for you. Make proper inquiries. Don't be too desperate. And when you get there, you find out it's not working out. Within the space of 1-2 years, get back home. If you refuse to go back home, the more you stay, the more difficult it becomes for you to go. The more you stay, the more responsibilities increase. The more you stay, the more expectations comes. Sometimes, you see, when you are talking about, they say, I owe nobody, anybody, anything, I can go back home. They will just say it within themselves, but in the reality, nobody would like to go home as a failure because the society will see you as a failure. After spending so many years outside and you come back empty-handed, the society will see you as a failure. And no matter how you try to ignore how the society feels, it's just for a while and you begin to feel the heat. That is why we encourage people that once you want to step out of your nation, it is not bad to live abroad. It is not bad. In fact, there are huge, huge advantages. Many people have made it. Many people have made it. But have it at the back of your mind, there are so many people who didn't make it. There are so many people who didn't make it. And when you are traveling abroad, there are always reasons why people go to diaspora. There are people who are going as business people. If you're going for business, I have no problem with you. You go to your business and get back home. At the same time, when you're going for a business, prepare. Make proper inquiry before you go for your business. If you're going for vacation, like the Westerners, they go for vacation. Those who are well-to-do, they go for vacation and come back. There's nothing wrong in going for vacation, see different environment and experience it. But where we are centering our concern here is the people who are going as economic migrants. You want to go and hustle. That is where the challenge comes when it comes to hustling. So many people have made it, and many could not make it. Many could not even be able to return. So while you are going, prepare your mind. There are so many advantages. When you travel abroad, it will give you a great exposure to life and new things, exposure to new environments, and also education. Those are the advantages. It will increase your knowledge. You can acquire wealth through your diaspora movement, through your travel. It is possible. It is very, very possible. You can. The possibilities is enormous. You can. At the same time, there are disadvantages in living abroad. One of the greatest disadvantages, which I am going to talk about, is the family issues. You are going to lose the bond of family. This bond, it affects everyone. You can continue to deny it. Some might tell you, no, you call your family. It doesn't matter even if you call them every minute of the day, every single second of the day. You are going to lose that bond, that family bond. You're going to lose it for the time you are away. Remember the saying that said, out of sight is out of mind. It is true. It is not a joke. So many of us that have been away for a very long time, this, I am telling you, this was out of experience. You begin to lose bond with your family. Not because you want to, not because you hate them, not because you don't love them, but these things come because of you being out of sight for a very long time. And your family equally will begin to lose that bond with you. And it becomes worse when you are not playing a major role financially. When you're not playing a major role financially, it becomes worse. So when you are planning to go to diaspora, prepare your mind for these things. You will lose relationship also. You are going to lose relationship. Certainly. So many relationships you are going to lose. So many friendships you are going to lose. So you must prepare your mind. But the major one is the family bond. That is where the whole thing lies. You must prepare your mind on that. And that is why most of the time, it is much, much better to travel when you are single. If you are traveling as somebody who is not single, make sure you go with your family. Go with your wife. Take your children along. That is the best way to maintain the bond. Out of sight, it is out of sight is out of mind. It is not a joke. Once you stay away for a very long time, you begin to lose your bond with your wife, with your children. It is not because you want to. And I tell you, it doesn't matter how many times you call. It's not going to change anything. So if you're somebody who is married and you are traveling abroad, please, it is much, much better you go with your family. Create a situation where you can be able to go with your family. If you're going for business, it's a different thing. Go for your business. You're going for vacation, go for your vacation. That's a different thing. But when you are going for what they call hustle in Africa, more especially, you call it hustle. Some Asians also engage in that hustle. Go with your family. And I'm centering on Africa because most of the time you find yourself in a place where, because you are not a professional, it is difficult for you to get a job. More especially when you are an African, a black person. It is difficult in so many countries to secure a job. It is difficult to secure a job. And you go on to menial job and all that. And before most of the time when you get a job, you lose your papers. You begin to process your papers. It takes a long time. Before you be able to get yourself together with your papers and begin to talk of bringing your family up, it is a very long process. That is why you must have to prepare about this and also know the kind of partner you have before you can venture on this mission if you are a married person. But most importantly, it is much more advisable to move when you are single. And while you are going, please don't give promise to anybody that you're coming. You can keep your relationship, you can have friends, you can do it, but don't force anybody to wait for you while you're going. Because as I said before, you know when you are going, but the day of return, no one knows. No one knows. Don't keep anybody behind and tell the person to wait for you. If you have a relationship, it is okay. Maintain it, talk to her. Whenever she has an option or he has an option for someone else, don't tell them to stop. Don't try to hold them back. Do not. Do not. Let them continue. Do not. Because the journey is not an easy journey. I think I'm going to stop here. In the next episode, I'm going to expand on these very explanations and talk about some other issues that we're going to be looking into. If you have an objection or something that doesn't go well with what I'm saying, please write on the comment section. On the next episode, I will explain more. If there is something you want me to elaborate on, write it on the comment section. I'm going to elaborate on it on the next episode. It is going to be a mind-blowing platform, and we are going to be saying about something. And I'm going to be sharing my own personal experience also. People will come on and share their own experience so that we can learn. Thank you for watching. I will see you again on the next episode. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.